I want to tell you a story about how you, as the client, still know your customer, oftentimes better than the big shot ad agencies that you're working with, or promotion agencies, or other companies that you're paying to help you. You're still the client. You still pay their salary. Your work still matters, and your opinion is very, very, very important. Lesson: don't just buy into whatever they say because they say it's right. Do what's right for you and your customer. Okay, so many years ago, back when we rode dinosaurs, I was the brand manager of the Depend brand. Well, one of the several brand managers of the Depend brand. I was in charge of the advertising promotion, and we were running a whole bunch of money, lots of money in advertising. And I went to the ad agency and I said, here's what I want to do. I bought the 800 number, 1-800-DEPEND. And I want June Allison, our movie star from your grandpa, loved her. And she was our big presenter for the Depend brand. And I wanted her to, at the end of a commercial, say, want a free sample of Depend undergarments? Call 1-800-DEPEND. And to put that on the air, to see if we could build a database of the people who bought our product. Okay, so I took that to the ad agency. They said, no, that is absolutely wrong. This is stuff sold in the grocery stores, sold in the drugstores, sold in the mass market retailers. This is not a direct response brand. And I said, I still want you to do it. No, we won't do it. And I finally had to pull the client card. And by the way, this is a big agency that if I told you the name of the agency, you would instantly recognize it. And I said, I'm the client. Film it. And they said, we will only do that if we'll put it at the very end of the shoot. If we still have time, we'll do it. So we're at the shoot. We're filming the commercial. And everything's going well. About an hour before the day was done, they started packing everything up. And I said, wait a minute, you haven't filmed it's called a tag. You haven't filmed my tag yet. And they said, oh, we're not going to do that. It'll never get shown. And I said, film it. So we filmed it, got it in the can, took it back. And they said, you might as well just throw it on the cutting room floor right now because we're never going to use it anywhere. And I said, and it's like, why are we fighting about this? It's like, I'm the client. Let me spend the money the way I want to. And I finally had to go to a senior VP there and get them to agree to test the ad. So they put it on national TV at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning. On Monday morning, when I arrived at work, there was a guy sitting in my office with an aluminum briefcase, handcuffed to his wrist. Are you Don Crowther? Yes. Are you the manager of the Depend brand? Yes. I need to talk to you. Opened his briefcase, pulled out a certified document from AT&T. This is back in the olden days when an 800 number, you got what's called a Watts line. And AT&T was the only company in the entire United States that offered this. And there was a letter from them that said, you will never, ever put an 800 number on national TV again. You shut down the entire Watts service in the entire nation for, I think it was 7 minutes or something like that. If you ever do that again, we will bar Kimberly-Clark, your company, from ever getting an 800 or using an 800 number ever again. And I sat back and I said, okay, I agree. I will never put it on national television. I wasn't thinking we were going to do that anyway. I thought we were doing a test of it. But I sat back and I said, wait just a minute. At 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, we put 5 seconds on TV and said, want a free sample of this product? Call this number. And we shut down a piece of AT&T. Interesting. I wonder how many calls we got. Went and got the numbers, and it was substantial. I mean, we really did shut them down. But at 3 o'clock on Sunday morning, there were enough of our audience watching that we gathered, if I remember right, we gathered 1,200 leads in 7 minutes from running that ad at 3 o'clock on Sunday morning. All right. Continued the fight with the agency, but eventually they ran it, not nationally. But over the next 6 months, we gathered about 600,000 names and addresses of people who wanted a free sample of our product. Now, we know that some of those were gotten to give to somebody at the retirement party or a teacher as a joke or something like that. We totally understood that. But considering that at the time, there were about 1.1 million people who were incontinent in the United States, we had more than half of them. We then went through and did a whole bunch of other strategies I'll tell you about some other time to gather other names. And in the end, we had 1.3 million names and addresses of people who were incontinent or who at least redeemed coupons and done things. And so we went and cleaned it up to get it down to the 1.1. But basically what it meant was I now had the ability to send a literal piece of snail mail, to everyone in the United States who was incontinent. What did that enable us to do? Number one, it enabled us to compete at a level that no one had ever been able to compete with before. I could literally go in and say, I want to do something in St. Louis. I want to send a promotion to St. Louis to everyone who's incontinent, telling them to go and buy our product, and here's a coupon. It enabled me to be able to do things invisibly. My competition, I could mail things without my competition knowing that it was going to happen in advance. So they couldn't go and put their product on sale on top of mine to beat me. It enabled me to create a relationship with those customers. We actually created a magazine that we send out to all of those people on that list. Send out coupons. We send out coded coupons so we knew exactly who had redeemed those coupons. So I pretty quickly knew that this is a frequent user of our product. And so anytime I wanted to move the needle a little bit, increase my market share, I could just send it on a mailing just to that group of people. And all of a sudden our market share just went up. It enabled us to literally achieve strategic dominance in the market. All right. So those are some of the results that we did from that. We developed literally one of the first what's called packaged goods marketing databases in the entire world. And it was incredibly valuable to us. Now, lessons for you, because you probably aren't running tens of millions of dollars in advertising budgets and have the ability to do the kinds of things that we just talked about. But several lessons. Number one, direct marketing works no matter what you sell. It may not be able to be profitable. So if you're selling 50-cent yogurts, it may not be able to make that profitable. But if you do it right, direct marketing works no matter what you sell. Number two, just because your agency is an agency and is world famous and gets all kinds of awards and is full of way highly paid people who know a lot, doesn't mean that they're right and you're wrong. Number three, there is nobody in the world who has a bigger obligation to know their customer than you. Never allow an agency, whether it's a promotional agency, an ad agency, a direct marketing agency, a PR agency, anything, to ever take that responsibility on their shoulders, and so it's not on yours. Now, we want them to know your customer, but your job is to know your customer. Want to do well in marketing? Learn your customer. Get to know them. Get to know their needs. Get to know their wants. Get to know their frustrations. Get to know their desires around your particular product area. The better you know them, the better you will do. And finally, it's your brand, not the agency's. You know, if their ads don't work well, you fire them as an agency and go on, and they lost some revenue. But if your brand isn't doing well, your brand, I mean, you're the one who's getting fired. And there are a lot of other problems that are coming from that. It's your responsibility ultimately to lead your brand, your product, your course, your whatever it is. That's your job. Think of your job as leadership. Hire people to do the details around you. Your job is leadership, vision, and knowing your customer. Just some thoughts. I'll climb down off of my soapbox. So what do you think? Do you agree with these concepts? Do you agree that your job is the one to know your customer? Hey, if you think I'm wrong, tell me so. Let me know in the comments. Let me know your experiences doing this kind of thing. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.